You wrote a book called "We Are All Apes."
That's correct.
Where's your proof that we are all apes?
What is an ape?
Right. What is the ape?
Right. An ape is any member of the taxonomic superfamily Hominoidea.
Amazing. Have you ever seen a human being turn into you ever seen a?
I'm 6 feet tall. This blonde girl is 5'11". Why in the goddamn bloody red color of busted pussy cunt rag on the fuck is my elbow to wrist not longer than hers? Now I'm a man. She's a woman. I'm taller than her. She's shorter than me. Why is my form shorter? Goddamn being on the higher rung of ladder of evolution, if it means I have to have short arms, I'd rather be 3 rungs lower and have longer arms.
I got you.
So, Aron, you're an expert on evolution, right? Answer me this. Is it true? If it's true that a guy, men, will have longer limbs, arms, and legs than their female counterparts. If it's true that an average 5'5" man will have longer arms and longer forearms than the average 6 foot tall woman. Why in the hell is it true in so many videos that I, as a 6 foot tall man, my forearms are not as long as some and many females who are 5'8" or taller? Why in the hell are my forearms so damn short? The only hope is maybe maybe these people are closer on the evolutionary ladder to apes, because apes got long arms, and maybe I'm closer, more advanced, evolutionary. Maybe I'm on a higher rung of evolution because my arms are not so long. Because I'm further away from apes on the ladder of evolution than these people. I'd rather be lower on the ladder of evolution and have long arms than those long-armed, top-notch girls. It turns me on when my forearms are longer than those top-notch girls. It just does. I love it. I don't want sex. I don't want a girlfriend. I'm happy being single. I just want longer. For a while, I think my arms are growing because they've gotten longer. Thank God. But before this, I wanted to get a laser off to break my arms in 4 different places and stretch my bones so I could have longer forearms and longer arms. And those top-notch girls, you would not understand how happy it makes me now that my arms are getting longer than these top-notch girls. My arms are still not long enough. I want forearms that are 11 and a half inches long. That's good enough. But then I got to work on getting cosmetic surgery, getting a hair transplant, and lipo, Sonic loses belly, and maybe a little reconstructive cosmetic surgery on my face, unless I can pull it off with my hair transplant. So I can be a hottie, a foxy, hottie looking guy. I'd rather be foxy with long arms and 3 rungs lower on the ladder of evolution than 4 rungs higher than I am already. And have these short fucking goddamn arms and not be a hottie. If I could do so and still go to heaven because Jesus would save me in the end, I'd be willing to sell my soul for this. See how short these girls are? See how tall I am? Shouldn't my elbow to wrist bone be a good solid 1.25 inches longer than theirs? Instead of just barely longer than theirs?
There's no way my
Can you hear me?
Yeah, have I ever seen a shark turn into a fish?
I didn't ask about any of those things. I asked, when have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
I'm trying to illustrate the fallacy of your question.
How's that fallacy? You wrote that we're all ape. You must have.
And we are.
You
And that
must
book.
have at some point.
You got her by a half inch.
I mean, this gives me fucking blue balls. We got a 6'2", top notch, fine as wine, blonde, East Carolina University college chick. She's a 6'2" tall female. I'm a 6 foot tall man. Shouldn't my forearms be maybe a fourth of an inch longer than hers? Instead of hers being 1/16 of an inch longer than mine? I mean, why live if I cannot be happy with myself? And the other kick in the ass. Would this girl think I'm a good looking guy? Because if she would not think I'm a good looking guy, I cursed her.
Oh yeah, look at that.
My elbow is
A little longer, yeah.
Have you personally seen a human being, an ape turn into a human being?
It would be impossible for a human being to be anything other than an ape for the same reason that it is impossible for a dachshund to be anything but a dog. Have you ever seen a dog turn into a dachshund?
Why are you running from that question?
I'm not. I'm answering
you're
the
running.
question. I'm illustrating.
No,
what's
you're
wrong with the
running.
question.
You're running from that question. You wrote this book
I
that
am
we are
facing you
apes.
head on, answering your question directly.
No, you're not.
Humans are a subset of the category of apes.
I didn't ask you that.
We
I
start
asked
out
you
apes.
how
We
have
can't. So therefore, it makes no sense to ask how the parent category turns into the subcategory. It is exactly the same as asking if I've ever seen a bird turn into a duck. Do you understand why the question? Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? How about I ask you
But that
question?
wasn't the question.
But that's the same question, isn't it?
You wrote the
see
book saying
same
we
fallacy.
are. You tried to
Can a
divert.
duck- can
You
a
tried to
duck
deviate
not- can
from
a-
the question.
can
And
a
you
duck
wrote a
not be a
book
bird?
called "We Are All Apes."
Can
And
a
so
duck
how
not be a
how
bird?
can you write a book that says we're all ape when
Uh-huh,
you never
just like
seen a ape turn into a human being?
Have you ever seen a duck turn into a? Have you ever seen a bird turn into a duck? Or
Why are you
vice
dodging the
versa?
question, man?
I'm not dodging the question. I'm answering it.
No, you're not.
Can
It's like
a
when I
duck-
asked you if you love a Christian, you went
I
all
answered
around.
that question.
I asked you where you going. You tell me where you been.
And I answered your question directly.
No, you didn't. You're not answering
Yes,
this
I
one.
did.
So one
You don't
more time
understand
with
what
that,
the
and then
word
we have to
ape
move
means.
on.
You don't
Have you
understand what
ever
the word
seen
ape
an
means. That's
ape?
why I'm trying to explain it to you.
Have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
Okay, let's look at that. What does the word ape mean? That means a bipedal hominoid with a certain number of hair follicles, with a certain type of teeth, with fingerprints and fingernails. That means all of these descriptive features that we share. Have I ever seen us turn into us?
You just use the word, but you're not making sense because I do want to
because
know.
you don't know anything at all about taxonomy
Okay.
whatsoever. So how can I
So you're
explain
not able to
taxonomy
answer that
somebody who
question.
doesn't know anything about it?
So
You
you're not
understand that the
able
word
to answer
ape-
that question. I
Do you
want to do a
understand that the word
follow up.
ape? Do you understand that the word ape is a taxonomic question? Right? That's a taxonomic word. Do you understand what it means?
No, that's not the question. No, you're deviating.
No, I'm not deviating. What
Now,
does the
if
word
you
ape
can
mean?
prove to me that you've seen a ape turn
What
into a human
does
being,
the word
that
ape mean?
word can mean many things. But let me ask
Yeah,
you this.
but this word means one thing. What does it mean?
I have no idea.
It means any member of the taxonomic set superfamily Hominoidea, which means that it has a number of these characteristics: fingernails and fingerprints, the certain type of dentition that we have, the certain type of ears that we have, all of these characters, the two pectoral mammae, etc. There's a whole long list of different physical characteristics that define what an ape is.
Okay,
So
fine.
when
I don't
you
care
ask
about
me-
the humanity, but what
I
I
know
do
you don't
want to
care
know,
what the words mean.
I do want to
I
know if you ever
You
seen
want
an
to ask
ape.
me a nonsense question.
I want to
and
know, have
cannot
you ever seen
understand-
an ape turn into a human being? After all these years, you would have think that somebody, somewhere, somehow, would have seen an ape turn into a human being, and no one has ever seen that.
Except that you're asking a question that makes no sense.
Even the
I'm trying
people
to
books
explain
that
to
you have read and the folks that you listen to
Okay. Are we done here?
have never seen that.
Are
So-
we done here? Because you're not going to listen to my explanation. You're asking me a
Because you're not
stupid
answering
question.
my question.
I am answering your
You're
question.
going
You just
around
don't-
my
you don't understand
question.
what it means.
You're going around my question. You're not answering my question.
I did not go around your question.
You did. I
bludgeoned
asked you,
into it.
have you ever seen an ape turn into a human being?
You don't know what the word ape means.
We also came from monkeys.
Eminent scholar Matt Dillahunty reassures us that humans evolved from monkeys. Monkeys got long ass arms, longer than normal men. Really long. These top-notch girls who are shorter than I, who are females, and I'm a male. So that's 2 strikes against me. Number 1, I'm a male. The average male will have longer forms and longer arms and longer legs than his female counterpart, even if the female counterpart is a little bit taller than the male. And all these other men who are shorter than these females, who are shorter than me, their forearms are longer than these girls. And these men, their forearms are a lot longer than mine. It's like these men are apes compared to me. Could it be that these human beings are closer in relation to the monkey than I am? Could it be I am a rung higher on the ladder of evolution than these men? So I'm closer by a rung on the ladder to what the future humanoid will look like in, say, 10,000 years than these people. Folks, that's cold comfort. That's cold comfort. I'd rather be closer to a monkey on the ladder of evolution than these men, and have the longer forearms, and have the ecstasy and utter satisfaction of having longer forearms than these top-notch girls who are superior to me in just about every way. These girls are hot. They're really good looking. They're self-confident. I'm not hot. I'm not good looking. These girls are more athletic than I am. These girls are smarter than I am. They make A's and B's in school. I made D's and E's. These girls are superior to me in every way, except physically. The only thing I got is I'm stronger than these females. Well, whoop this shit. I'd rather be weaker than these females and have longer forearms. Because if I have longer forearms than these females, some part of me that really matters to me. I have been obsessed with arms since I was 3 or 4 years old. Since the part of me that really matters is superior to these top-notch girls who are superior to me, I can at least say something about me is superior to this you, Miss Top-Notch Girl. You're too good to talk to me. You don't think I'm good looking. Well, I got longer arms than you do. Ha 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 ha. No, I'm not. No, it's not a fun thing. It's something that gives me ecstasy at night, every night. Having longer forearms than these top-notch girls. Now, if only these girls thought I was good looking, I'd be in heaven. I'd be in heaven. Look, I believe my God is allowing my forearms to grow. You see this ruler? 2 years ago, I used to measure my arm on this ruler, my elbow wrist bone. It was almost 10 3/4 of an inch longer. My left one was anyways. My right forearm's a little bit. My right forearm was struggling, barely able to reach 10.5 inches long. That's fucking short for a guy. But now, I have noticed my elbow wrist bone on my left is a little 11 inches long. 11. Maybe 11 1/16 of an inch long. My right forearm is finally able to reach 10 3/4 inches long. My damn ruler hasn't shrunk. And there are girls who 10 years ago I used to measure arms with them, and their forearm is longer than mine. This is one girl. But today I measure forearms with her, and my forearm is easily longer than hers. And that turns me on. That makes me so happy, so complete. That you do not know how happy this makes me. This calms my nerves down. Now, if only I was a good-looking guy and had these long forearms and I looked in my 20s, I wouldn't need to make these hate videos against you atheists. Because I'd be confident in myself. I'd have the self-confidence. And I would finally be able to put this behind me and pursue my dreams to learn, to know everything, and to make the world a better place. Or die trying. Look, if I knew I was never gonna have those long forearms, because of my unhappiness with my arms and how unsexy I am, I've never been able to keep a job. I've been fired from a list of jobs as long as my arm is. Way back since 1990. Yeah, since 1989. No, since 1992. If I was if I was forced to, I would start selling drugs. I would find a way to commit armed robbery. If I could, I would study how to do it and get away with it. Never against individual people, but only against businesses. I love individual people. It breaks my heart the thought of seeing a human being cry because I took away his money. It breaks my heart. But a business, they can have it. They can handle it. They'll never miss it. They don't love me. Fuck them. They don't give me free food. I would get the money. There's a doctor in West Palm Beach, Florida, named Dr. Jor Paley. He specializes in a contraption called the Lazarov. Lazarov was the name of a Russian doctor who had invented the contraption. What they would do was break my arm. There are two bones in the forearm, so it's kind of hard to do. But they would break the bones and screw that contraption into my forearm on both sides. And I had to get it done to my upper arm bone too so I could look natural. Because any cosmetic surgery to be successful had to look natural. If you can tell somebody had cosmetic surgery, then the cosmetic surgery was a failure. If you can't tell how somebody had cosmetic surgery and they did, that was a smashing success. What they would do, I'd get my forearm lengthened first. They'd screw that contraption in. And it uses your bone's ability to regrow new bone. And they would let the bone grow a little. Then they stretch it about a fraction of a centimeter, and your bone would keep growing. Then eventually you stretch it to the desired length, and it would let the bone growing from this end to that end fuse. And you'd have them. It takes about 6 months, and you had the long forearms. Then I had to do the upper part. But I'd do anything for the ecstasy of knowing that my forearms were longer than these top-notch hot chicks. And then after that, I was working my desire to be a hottie, my hair transplant, my lipo, and if necessary, if the hair transplant didn't make me look like a hot fox, get facial reconstructive surgery to look more like Brad Pitt. No, I would get a before and after a computer specialist to morph my face until he found a shape that would make my face be a face to die for. And then I would have the cosmetic surgeon restructure, break my bones and reshape, use a substance called Vitals to connect the bones together. And what the Vitals does is the bones grow over the substance called Vitals, and then it dissolves the Vitals, and you have your natural bones. I don't want no goddamn implants. Implants are not real. I want it to be real. If I'm a good-looking guy, I want it because I'm the good-looking guy. I'm real, not because I have implants making me fake. Sort of like breast enlargements. Silicone breast enlargements are fake. What the girl should do is there's a tube they insert into the woman's breast, and the fat goes in there around the tubes and dissolves the tubes. But the woman's breast, because the fat grew around that tube, all enlarged. And so what the woman has is naturally bigger breasts. She's real, 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 real. She's not fake. She's not like Britney Spears. But she's real. She's like Dolly Parton. Real, 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 real. And then I investigate looking into my stem cells, so I could possibly look in my 20s. Because my dream, I'd get 20 years off my life to have 5 years living my dream. I'd sacrifice my life if I could have 5 years being a hottie. Looking in my 20s with the longer forms, seeing and being seen by shitloads of top-notch girls who will admire me, who I can see demonstrated. My forearms are longer than hers. I want to see it demonstrated. I don't just want to know. I want to see it demonstrated time and time again. And then I want to become a rock star, a rapper, so that when I die, I will always be remembered. I want to be a rock star and admired now, and I want to be admired long after I'm dead. I want the girls to see my picture on their albums and wish I was still alive. I don't want sex. Fuck sex. And because of this, I want girls trying to commit necrophilia with my body because I'm so hot when I'm dead. Because I wouldn't have sex with them when I was alive.